Now today marks the third anniversary of the Black Saturday bushfires, which killed 173 people and devastated parts of Victoria.
Over the past few years, communities like Kinglake have been working hard to rebuild and move on, but there is still much to be done. Reporter Ryan Shields joins us now from Kinglake. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. Well, this is a Kinglake with very different conditions from what we experienced 3 years ago. It's very cold and windy here. It was windy 3 years ago, but it was a hot northerly wind with very high temperatures, which set the scene for the Black Saturday bushfires, what became one of Australia's worst peacetime disasters. 3 years have rolled on and a lot of things have changed. I'm joined by Bill Gale, who's the now former chair, I should say, of the Kinglake Recovery Committee. Thanks for joining us on News Breakfast.
That's quite all right, thank you.
Anniversaries like this, they roll around. What do they mean and what's the sentiment been in Kinglake as this day has approached?
This year, like most other communities, they're playing it fairly low key. Most families are doing their own thing this year. The two churches, one's putting on a morning tea, the other is having, a luncheon. And this evening there'll be a walk at the reflective garden at Kinglake West. But there's no large event like there has been in previous years.
I imagine days like these are times to reflect on progress which has been made, but they also would open old wounds, would they?
They do, but by having said that, there are a lot of things that have, come to pass. I think the most important things are those that have, brought the community together. So things like the new school being built at Middle Kinglake, the new youth facility, the revamp of the neighbourhood house and community house in Flowerdale, and reinstating the sporting facilities. Those things that bring community together have a positive effect.
Now, the land we're standing on now, it looks vacant, and it is, but not for long.
This is the site for the proposed new cultural and community facility. That'll take about 3 years to develop, but that also will be a positive thing for the community.
Driving through the town this morning, there's obviously a lot of homes being built. There are still a number of people living in the village, as it's called, which is temporary housing.
Yeah, I think the figures before Christmas were that there's 5 families still living there, but we're doing everything that we can to resettle those people. But some of the things, some of the quotes that have been made, particularly about building permits, are a little bit misleading. What's really important is, certificates of occupancy. And, the last figures I had before Christmas were the order of about 25%. So, and, even that is misleading in some respects, in as much as that some people that have moved into their homes are still finding it difficult.
And on the emotional side, I know it's harder to measure. We don't have, certificates as such. But how is the emotional recovery in the town?
Mm-hmm. Some people are still doing it hard. We're quoted other figures like, those seeking counselling is, in decline, and, that's certainly true. But the thing that's difficult is those that are not really connecting. They're not seeking, counselling as such. And so, the thing that will really improve that is to build connectedness within the communities. It's locally based programs that we can, engage with these people and then, help them to move forward to counselling if that is what is needed at that point in time.
And just finally, Bill, what would you be asking people who aren't directly involved in the fires and don't live in these areas to be doing today?
It's like everybody here, it's to, respect and remember the 173 lives that were lost. And to do that, we're asking people at 7 o'clock on the 7th, which is today, to have 1 minute silence.
Fantastic. Just a small mark of respect, as we heard, for those people who did tragically lose their lives on February the 7th, and also for those people still with us but had their lives forever changed. That's all from Kinglake.
Ryan Shields, thank you.